Hey friends, welcome back to a new Power BI video. Now this time we'd like to learn all about the Lookupvalue function. So what can this function do for us? Well, sometimes in our data model we have the use case that we need to get data from a separated table. A separated table in this case is a table which is not directly linked to the model. Now normally in Power BI what you want is you want to have a star schema. So if I go to my model view, I actually have my data model in here, which contains of 4 tables, and they are all connected through relationships. That's best practice, and that's what you always want to have. Sometimes, however, you also have some kind of separate tables, like these ones here, which are not connected to the model. Neither using direct relationships, or active relationships, nor inactive relationships, which you also find sometimes using a dotted line, which you can activate using use relationships, a DAX measure. But sometimes you have a table which is completely separated, a standalone table. But you still need to have the data from the table inside your model. In the use case today, let's say we have, in our case, various customer countries, right? Which we sell our products to. And some of those countries have negotiated let's say a discount. Now this discount number is not reflected in any of the tables in our model, but we still want to get it inside and calculate with it. So let's do that. At first, we need to have the separate table. So let's actually go to the report view and say quick and dirty, go to enter data here and do a manual data insert here. So let's say this is the country, and the second column here is the discount. And then for the country, I'm just using 3 countries here. I'm using the US. So in my case, the name of the country in my dataset is USA. That is why I'm specifying USA here, because this value I need to look up. So this value needs to be the same value as in my current dataset. And let's say the discount is, let's say 10%, 0.1. Now then I have Germany, and the discount is, let's say 0.1 or 1.5. I need to use commas here as a decimal separator. This is due to my language settings, my regional settings, but you probably could use a dot, depending on where you sit, of course. Now, and the third one would be, let's say France. And there the discount is 0.22, so 20%. And let's call this discount lookup. Okay, so that's it. Actually, we have 3 countries as an example, even though in the dataset, of course, I have various other countries. But let's say all the other countries remain the same, so we do not adjust any of our sales or profit numbers. Only for these 3 countries we have to do this, because we received this discount here, or had to give the discount. So let's click on load, and then just wait until the table gets created. So just a second, and here we go. There's the table. So let's quickly check this. Let's actually go to the table view. Let me check the discount table, and I can see here I got my country as well as a discount in here. So far so good. So now I like to use the discount number here and multiply this, or subtract actually the discount from my, let's say, total profit numbers. Could be any kind of measure you have, but let's say we use the total profit. So let's go in here and say, okay, I'd like to actually create a new measure. And by the way, simply go to the report view just once and check. I need to scroll to so you can see I have a lot of disconnected tables, but this is just an example report which I use in order to create videos. So don't take this model too seriously, please. But you can see that the discount lookup here is separated from the model. So there's no relationship, right? So right now it's not really possible actually to get the discount number for the countries inside the model. But of course we can do this or force this using DAX. So at first, let me actually create a little view, and I'm using a table view because it's simply the best way to explain things. So let me go to the where is it? My standard orders table here. Use the customer country and actually check this to be a table. And then I go with the profit number as set, right? So let me go to my measures table and search for the profit. And there it is. Let me take this profit number here. Okay, here we go. And let me also increase the text size maybe. So go to the value settings and increase the text size, let's say 15 or 14, let's say 15, make it a little bigger. So hopefully you can see this on your screens. Okay, so these are the countries, the total profit, and you can see I got also this 0 entry, just a wrong entry, but just ignore this for now. Just take a look at the countries and the numbers. Now for Germany, here is a country, for France, here is a country, and also for the USA, here as a country, we want to actually reduce this total profit by the discount we applied. So how do we do this? Now here, the Lookupvalue function comes into play. At first, let's actually create a new measure. I right-click here on my measures table to do this, click on new measure, and then I just wait until this gets created. Here we go, and let me just increase the size so you can see this better on your screens. So for this measure, I say I'd like to call this discounted profit is equal to, let me go to new line, and here I'm using variables. You don't have to use them, but they are of course good, best practice, because they allow you to write cleaner formulas, and also the evaluation of the variable only takes place once. So depending on how complicated the measure is, you might speed up your measure and therefore increase performance. Okay, so if you can use variables, just do it, but as I said, you don't have to. And also depending on the model size, if your model is not really big, so then probably performance or anything don't really matter. But I just wanted to mention it. So here's the variable, and say the variable is the discount, and this is now the lookup value. Here it is. So lookup value needs a result column. This is the column with the value we actually want to have, which is in our case the discount, right? So I can search for discount, and here the discount column. So this is the actual value, like 10%, 20%, and so on. Then the search column here is the column we want to search in the specific table where we take the discount, in this case the lookup value, from. So we only have two values here, and the search column will be the country. And the last value we need here is actually the search value, which would be customer country, of course, because you can read it like that. Search the customer country in the search column name 1, and if you find it, return the result column name. So actually you read it from back to front. Now the problem here is that if I use or try to find yet now the country, if I search for country, you'll find that I only find measures here. I don't find actually specific columns from a table. But I can do this using another function, which is the selected value. Because selected value function, here we go, this allows me to search for the current column, which is in the visual selected. Or if it's more than one, I could return an alternate result. In this case, it's exactly from my orders table, the customer country, this one here. And you see now I can refer to the column. And the reason why I can use selected value is because I have the customer country in my view. So that means this expression here, the selected value, orders customer country, this actually is evaluated for each row and is returning the specific value in the row because there's only one value. So for Austria, selected value, customer country will be Austria. For Belgium, it will be Belgium, and so on. So I will exactly get the value, and I can use this value then to figure out the discount. Okay, so now we have stored the value, the discount value, in the discount variable. Next, of course, because we use variables, we want to return something. So whenever you use a variable, you need to use the return keyword here. And make sure, of course, that you close the lookup value function here. Okay, so now we can return something. And what do I want to return? Well, I want to return in this case, the total profit we have in the view, multiplied times 1 minus the discount. So this is the same as subtracting the discount. So I can refer to my measure, let's say total profit, and I can multiply this by, in this case, 1 minus the discount, like that. So this would work. However, we need to be aware of one last thing, which is currently we only have a discount value for 3 countries, right? So for, in this case, United States, Germany, and France, not for the other ones. And just do that, 1 minus the discount here. And then, of course, if we take a look at our result, discounted here, a ticket, and then we see we got numbers here, and those numbers are exactly the same for all the countries except the 3 countries which we applied the discount. You can take a look at France, for instance. We can see there's a difference. If I go to Germany, there's a difference. And also if I go to USA, there's also a difference because we multiplied it by the discount and we subtracted it. For the other countries, it's exactly the same value. Because in the measure we created, this one here, the discount for the other countries returns to blank, and 1 minus blank, in this case, is evaluating to 1. So we can simply multiply 1 times total profit, which is exactly the same as total profit. Okay, so that's it actually for lookup value. Hopefully you understood what we did. If you liked the video, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not done so far, then I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel so I can produce more videos about Power BI, about maybe Python, and other kinds of tools you're interested in. Just write it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Okay? So take care and thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, best guys.